Myself, Forum Makwana, Assistant Professor of EC Department at LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. I am going to take the subject that is Digital System Design. Now, first of all, what do you mean by Digital System Design? What are the use of DSD? As a digital system design means digital electronics that uses a digital signal that can be either in the form of binary, that is 0 or 1, and it is useful in designing of computer, microprocessor, microcontroller. Alright. Now, this is the course content of digital system design as per the JTU syllabus. Starting from unit number 1, that is a review of number system, logic gates, Boolean algebra. Unit number 2, that is combination logic circuit design. 3, sequential logic circuit design. 4, FSM. 5th, synchronous state machine design. 6, logic families. 7, programmable logic device. 8, VLSI design flow. And the 9th, A to D converter, D to A converter. First of all, in unit number 1, we will see what are the different logic gates, what is the Boolean algebra, and what is number systems. Unit number 2, that means a combination logic circuit design. A combinational circuit means its output depends only on the present state of the input. Unit number 3, that is a sequential logic circuit design, in which its output depends on the present state as well as its previous state of the input. Unit number 4, that is introduction to finite state machine. It is useful for a designing of sequential logic as well as a modeling of sequential logic circuit design. Unit number 5, that is synchronous state machine design, is useful for sequential counter designing. Unit number 6, that is logic families. In this chapter we will see different logic families like TTL, ECL, CMOS, as well as we will see a different characteristic of logic families like fan in, fan out, and noise margin. Unit number 7, that is programmable logic device. In this we will see programmable logic array, programmable error logic. Unit number 8, that is a VLSI design flow. First of all, VLSI means a very large scale integration that includes approximately more than 10,000 transistors in a single chip. Why we are going to use this? Because it will decrease the cost as well as it will increase the speed of our system. Unit number 9, that is A to D converter and D to A converter. What do you mean by it? A to D means analog to digital converter and D to A means digital to analog converter. In today's session we will see a review of number systems, logic gates, and the Boolean algebra. Now, what do you mean by number system? Number system means it includes a decimal, binary, hexadecimal, and the octal. Second, logic gates. Now, there are different logic gates like AND, OR, NOT, XOR, XNOR, NAND, and NOR. And the Boolean algebra, which uses a Boolean variables, and it only accepts the signal in the digital form. Either it can be a 0 or 1, which is used to realize for any logical circuit. Right? Now, in today's session from chapter number 1, we will see the basic introduction, basic logic gates like AND, OR, NOT, and we will see a summary of logic gates. Right? First of all, what do you mean by logic gates? Now, and what are the use of logic gates? We know our goal is a logic gate used is to understand how our digital computer can work at the lowest level, as well as we can see that what are the possible understanding and what are the limitations of using the logic gates that we need to consider for designing of digital computer, right? So First of all, we need to understand what we mean by logic gates. As we know that all our digital computer uses a logic gate since last 50 years. So they are constructed using this logic gates or specific typical component or same type of component. That same type of components are known as a logic gates, which are used to perform any logical operations like ANDing, ORing, XORing, NAND, NOR, XNOR, NOT, like that. That's why these logic gates have been implemented in many different ways, like small scale integration, medium scale integration, large scale integration, and very large scale integration. There are 4 different ways. Now, first of all, what do you mean by SSI? SSI stands for small scale integration, that includes a number of transistors from 10 to 100. Okay. Now, MSI means a number of transistors in single chip is starting from 100 to 1000. LSI means it's having a transistor from 1000 to 10,000, and VLSI, that means a very large scale integration, having the transistor is more than 10,000 transistors, right? Now, we know there are total 6 different logic gates, but before starting the logic gates, we will be focusing on how this logical gates will work, how many inputs are there, how many outputs are there. You can say that it can have 1 or 2 input signals, and it have only a 1 output signal, like this. See, over here, the first diagram which you can show over here is the logic gate having a 1 input, and this logic gate having a 2 inputs, right, and 1 output. Alright, so it can be having only a single output, but it can have either a 1 input or 2 input, right? Now, we are focusing on what are different logic gates, but these logic gates will accept the inputs and outputs in terms of binary signal. Now, what do you mean by binary? Binary is having only 2 possible states, like either it is treated as either on or off, 1 or 0, true or false. Alright, so we can say that we are going to use a binary signal having a value can be 1 or 0. 1 is typically treated as a VCC and 0 is treated as ground. Alright. Now, there are 6 logic gates. First one is AND gate, OR gate, NOT gate, NAND gate, NOR gate, XOR gate, and XNOR gate. We will see these logic gates one by one, its operation, its symbol, its truth table, one by one. First of all, we are focusing on the AND gate. Over here you can see that this is the logical symbol of AND gate, which having only 2 inputs and 1 output, right? 2 inputs are A and B over here, and the logical expression for this AND gate is Y is equals to A dot B. Over here dot represents the AND operation, right? As it has 2 inputs and it accepts only a signal in the form of either 0 or 1, we can say that it has 4 combinations, like 2 raised to 2. Why? Because it has 2 inputs. If it has 3 inputs, the total combinations of inputs are 2 raised to 3, that is 8 combinations, right? So 2 raised to 2 inputs, we can have A and B having a value 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 and 1, 1, right? Based on the state of its input, we can say that our AND operation will perform like if any of the input is 0, our output is going to be a 0. You can see from the first case, second case and third case, we can conclude that if any of the input is, first case, Both the inputs are 0. Output is 0. Right? One of the input is 0. Second is 1. Output is 0. Third case. A is 1. B is 0. Output is 0. And both the inputs are 1. Then only we will get the output is equals to 1. Alright? So we can say that if any of the input is equals to 0, then output is equals to 0. For the AND gate to be performed as the output is equals to 1, we should have to apply both the inputs to a logic 1. Alright, so this is the operation, symbol, its logical expression and the truth table of AND gate. Now, XOR gate. We can say that in the XOR gate it has a 2 inputs and 1 output. 2 inputs are A and B, 1 output. We can say over here the truth table that having the output, we have only 2 inputs, so combinations are 4. As we have seen in the AND gate, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 and 1, 1. Right? So, for 0, 0, we are getting the output is equals to 0. For 0, 1, we are getting the output is equals to 1. For 1, 0, we are getting the output is equals to 1. And for 1, we are getting the output is equal to 0. We can conclude that if both the inputs are same, then output is equals to 0. See, the first case and the fourth case. Both the inputs are same, then output is equals to 0. First and the fourth, right? Now see the second and third case. If both the inputs are different, then output is equals to 1. Its logical expression is like A dash B plus AB dash. Right? Now, OR gate. OR gate has 2 inputs and 1 output. Alright? Now, in this OR gate, we can say there are total 4 combinations 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 and 1, 1. Also, we can say that 0 or in 0, that means output is equals to 0. 0 or in 1, output is equals to 1. 1 or in 0, output is equals to 1. And 1 or in 1, output is equals to 1. We can say that if any of the input is equals to 1, output is equals to 1. Okay, as it accepts only 2 signals, either a 0 or 1. Alright, that's why we need to consider that our output should be having only 2 values, either 0 or 1. So, we can conclude that for OR gate, if any of the input is equals to 1, output is equals to 1. Now, this is the only gate, that is a NOT gate having a single input, right? Single input, single output, right? Single input, that means, as we know, it can have only either 2 values, either 0 or 1, right? So if I am going to apply a 0 at the input, we will get its complement output, right? So complement output means what? If I am going to apply 0, then I will get its inverted output. Why? Because this is the operation of NOT gate. It will gives you the invert output. As we have only 2 states, either 0 or 1, we can say that if I am going to apply a 0, we will get output is equals to 1. If I am going to apply input is equals to 1, output is equals to 0. Alright, as it has only 2 values. Alright, so these are the logic gates. We have seen AND gate, OR gate, NOT gate and an XOR gate. Now, this is AND, OR and XOR, and also we have done the combination of AND gate with NOT gate that will form an AND gate over here, the first one, right? NAND gate. Then OR and NOT, the complement, that is OR with NOT is called NOR. XOR with NOT is called XNOR, right? As we have seen AND, OR and XOR operation, we need to only invert the output of AND gate. As you can see, For AND gate, if any of the input is equals to 0, output is equals to 0, right? For output is equals to 1, both the inputs should be of 1, right? So, if we are going to conclude for the NAND gate that we need to invert the output of AND gate. Why? Because AND plus invert is equals to NAND. Alright, the full form of NAND is not plus AND, right? So, for 0, 0 we are getting the 1, for 0, 1 we are getting the 1, 1, 0 is 1 and 1, 1 for 0. This is for the NAND gate, right? For OR gate. Now, OR gate means what? We have seen the OR gate's output, but now we are focusing on the NOR gate. So, OR plus NOT is equals to NOR, right? So, we are just complementing the output of OR gate. Now, this OR gate 0, 1, 1, 1, we can say that if any of the input is equals to 1, then its output is going to be a 1, right? So, we are going to conclude the output of NOR gate. As you can see that over here the output is equals to 1, 0, 0, 0. Now, we can say that 0 NORing 0, that means 1, because its output for OR is 0. Alright? So, if any of the inputs is equals to 1, then output is equals to 0 for NOR gate, right? And for XNOR, that is derived from the XOR with NOT gate. Now we can see that from XNOR means if two inputs are same, then we can say that my output is equals to 1 over here and over here. The first case and the fourth case, right? As we have seen for the XOR gate, for 0, 0 we are getting a 0, for 0, 1 it is 1, 1, 0 for 1 and 1, 1 for 0, right? So we can say that if two inputs are different, then output is equals to 1, right? But if two inputs are same, then only we are getting the output is equals to 1, alright? So this is the XNOR gate. So we have seen all the logic gates, its truth table as well as its symbol. Still, if you have any question, you can ask me on my email ID. Thank you for your attention.